Welcome to ACC Network Basketball, presented by Geico, and welcome to upstate South Carolina, home of the top-ranked team in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Number 19, Clemson, and NC State meeting for the first and only time of 2021. Here inside Littlejohn Coliseum, Paul Biancardi, Roy Philpott, great to have you with us. And it's a battle of the bigs tonight, starting with State's DJ Funderburk.
The big man, DJ Funderburk, one of the few players in the ACC that has a real paint presence on both ends of the court. He gets deep angles for drop-offs. He's a lob catcher, highly efficient, an extremely athletic mobile big. Delivered 21 points in 29 minutes in the win against BC for the home team. Amir Sims, this guy is oozing with versatility. He can't touch the ball enough on the offensive end. A point forward who can facilitate, scores in the paint, 50% behind the arc, and he nailed the game winner against Miami in the last game.
That 8-foot shot off glass, a shot he worked on the entire offseason. Nothing lucky about it, according to Coach Brad Brownell for the Clemson Tigers. Just about set, ready to go. About 1,800 fans in attendance tonight. They're calling that a sellout in these crazy times we're living in. Great atmosphere. And Manny Bates set to go against Jonathan Baer. So one of our early questions already answered. Manny Bates hyperextending the knee the last time out for State. He was cleared to play, and he's in the starting five. Opening tap controlled by the Tigers, dressed in the all-white home unis.
We have two outstanding defensive teams who do it in different ways. Ball movement, player movement, sharp on offense is going to be important.
Alamir Dawes from downtown. Clemson's on the board first, 3-0.
Alamir Dawes, he trusts that jump shot so much. He's worked on it all in the offseason. He's become one of the go-to guys for Clemson.
Starting five for the Pack. One note, Cam Hayes gets his first career start. Braxton Beverly suffered an injury during warm-ups. He is not available tonight. That news breaking just moments ago.
And that hurts the Wolfpack on the offensive end. One of their better outside shooters. It shrinks the floor in some ways.
Devin Daniels, Pack on the board. It's 3-2. I mean, this is a really old rivalry going back decades. It's great to see him playing. If it's just one time this year, so be it. But we think this is going to be a competitive contest tonight. See the starting five for the Tigers, coach.
Jonathan Baer inside has to help Amir Sims on the glass and defensively by blocking shots. Sims needs to stay in the game, cannot get in foul trouble.
Helms from the corner. That shot is pure. NC State grabs its first lead, 5-3.
Kevin Keats likes to press most of the game. Pick up full. Sometimes they go into a zone, but they're back to their aggressive switching 1 through 4, man-to-man.
Ball movement crisp. Sims top of the key off the mark. The rebound to Daniels. Clemson and Virginia Tech tied. The top-ranked teams from the ACC at 19th in the latest AP poll. NC State receiving votes. Helms baseline off the mark. Alex Hemingway the rebound, making his second career start tonight.
That's a guy who can really light it up. 12 in the white. Hemingway, great outside shooter.
That surprised you to see Virginia Tech and Clemson in front of Duke, Louisville, North Carolina this early on?
In terms of talent, yes. But they're playing better than those teams. And Duke hasn't played many games. They haven't played for about 3 weeks.
Dawes lines up a three this time off the mark. State controls.
And I'll tell you what, Clemson is the class of the ACC defensively.
And Baer called for the bump. That'll be his first, team's first. 56 points per game. That's one of the best seasons for head coach Brad Brownell in his 11 years here. Kevin Keats, fourth season in Raleigh. He's done a great job, and we've gotten to know him quite well over the years. Paul, your relationship with Kevin Keats goes way back to when he was at Hargrave Military Academy back in the day, but always fun to chat with and get into some of his stories he told us later on.
Well, both of these coaches have done an outstanding job at the mid-major level, and now they have teams in the ACC that could be the favorite to win the conference this year.
Now that's a bold statement. Dawes inside. We're tied at 5 after the air ball by Cam Hayes.
This is the best roster that Brad Brownell and Kevin Keats has had in their respective time here. I think the ACC is wide open this year.
And an offensive foul down low. Jarrett Cole Helms picks up his first. Here's Brad Brownell. Joked with him earlier today. Well, Clemson's a basketball school after what happened last week against Ohio State for Dabo Swinney's Tigers. He said, wait a second. Not so much. We had our call-in show last night. Young woman from Charlotte calls in, launches into a lengthy conversation. Turns out she called in thinking it was the football call-in show. He said, we still got some work to do.
Reminds me of when I coached at Ohio State. Everything was Ohio State football. Basketball was the queen. Football's the king. But Brad Brownell has this program in a great position this year. He's done a really solid job over his tenure. And Kevin Keats, he's put the energy and the life back in NC State. And I do mean that. Each of these teams have a chance to win the ACC this season.
We'll talk more about it. Baseline three, silky smooth. Omax, Olivier Maxence Prosper connects.
That's not his game, but when that happens, watch out.
He's 1 of 11 from bonus land this year. That's just his second triple.
He's a driver, athlete, transition player, good defender, young player. They're really high on him.
Tigers regain the advantage. Elbow jumper, Cam Hayes, first bucket as a starter.
Roy, that was such a tough shot. It was contested. The help was behind it. I mean, that was a really difficult shot for a talented freshman, Cam Hayes.
Hemingway open. And a foul inside against Clemson. Just underway, lead is 1 and a good one brewing in Littlejohn Coliseum. ACC Network Basketball is presented by Geico. Save even more by bundling home and car insurance. Beautiful look at Tillman Hall. 8-7 our score. Clemson out in front of NC State. 4 minutes in. Back inside Littlejohn Coliseum. It is great to have you with us as always. He's Paul Biancardi. I'm Roy Philpott. And we're talking defense tonight because these are 2 of the best teams defensively in the ACC. Get in the stance.
Stance and vision, Roy Philpott.
Like it.
When you talk about NC State, it's about their full court presser. They love the steal game. They get 11 per game. That's 5th in the country. They're on the ball quick. They turn that steal into points. They come at you all game long with different pressure. Clemson, they do it with position. They're always in the right place at the right time. They rally to the basketball for help. Multiple efforts in the back line. They take their defense. They turn it into offense. If you love defense, this is going to be an exciting game.
What happened to our jackets there in that little on camera?
I don't know, but you really need to work on your stance, Roy. it was too open for me.
That sounds like my JV coach back in the day.
You can tell you were sitting on the bench a lot.
Devin Daniels, top of the key, squares one up, and it's all net. Pack back in front.
Daniels just plays with so much offensive confidence. He's 37% behind the line. He knows when he's open, and he's ready to shoot it.
There's a steal. Manny Bates comes away with it. One of the top shot blockers in America. Daniels in transition. And a late whistle. Shooting foul called as Clyde Pratt. No, they'll call it against State.
But you see the defensive awareness by NC State and the ability to convert from defense to offense. They only average 16 seconds per possession. They're one of the fastest teams in the NCAA. In terms of pace.
I like what you said, too, about Kevin Keats breathing life back into the program because their points per game, there's a nasty rejection. Shaquille Moore jumped up.
He's a nasty player. Watch him. Look at that. Love it.
3 to shoot. Hemingway left open. And the rebound to Moore.
Shaquille Moore has been a big-time catalyst for the Wolfpack. Played great against North Carolina and Boston College.
Kevin Keats said to us earlier, he doesn't know that he shouldn't be doing what he's doing. Tigers start this one out, 8 of their 10 field goal attempts from downtown. Trap off the mark. Rebound claimed by Sims.
And that's one thing NC State can do. They can rush you. They can speed you up. And once you play out of rhythm, they have you. And Clemson is a very rhythm type of offensive team. The passing, the cutting, the screening, and NC State can take that rhythm away.
Brad Brownell trying to change the rhythm. He's got a line shift coming in. He's got 5 substitutions ready to check into this one. Bit unusual. Do you ever do that as a coach?
Only when I was mad. I'd sub out the starters and put in 5 other guys because I was a little bit hot and heavy.
Maybe he's mad because they're taking too many threes. Trap baseline.
The reversal came from the top. Amir Sims had a halfway open shot, decided to reverse it to his teammate who was wide open. That is unselfish basketball by Amir Sims.
And here comes that line shift we were talking about. Trap baseline. Nice looking ups for numeral 0.
Watch Amir Sims. He gets it. Thought about it. Little lefty pass. Sims. The trap. He just blew by the defense. He is an explosive, athletic 6'4" combo guard.
Senior out of Eastover, South Carolina, Lower Richland High School.
He's battled some injuries now.
A lot of injuries.
He's come back really strong.
Pack back to work. NC State 6-1 on the young season, 2-0 in the ACC. One of those wins against North Carolina. And an offensive foul. Sebron, I believe, hooked the defender trying to get to the rim.
Clemson does a great job of staying between the ball and the basket. They sit, they slide, they move their feet. They're not a big gamble team. They don't look for steals. They fall to steals. But they're always in the right position, put great pressure on the ball.
And an offensive foul on the other end. Chase Hunter just checked in. And the guilty party that time. What is it like facing NC State's full court pressure? Because obviously that's going to dictate a lot of what happens tonight, right?
Yeah, you have to be so aware of potential traps. Your passing and catching has to be exact. You have to move a second and third time to get open. You can't catch the ball in the dead corners at half court or on the baseline because then they'll use that line as a third defender.
Helms off the pump fake, the mid-range. Pack lead it by 2.
He was so good against North Carolina. Jericho Helms only scored 1 point, but they had to keep him in the game because of his defense.
P.J. Hall, top of the key, too strong. Hall, the talented freshman. First game of the new year for NC State. Daniels hit the deck. That'll be the second on Chase Hunter. NC State a 2-point lead in their ACC road opener here at Littlejohn Coliseum. Coming up tomorrow, we've got a basketball triple header headed your way. Pittsburgh and Syracuse will get things started 4:30 Eastern. 19th ranked Virginia Tech and Louisville at 6:30. KFC Young Center, then Boston College. And number 21 Duke in the nightcap. That will be in prime time at 8:30. All headed your way tomorrow. And we look forward to that. All the action right here on ACC Network. Also the ESPN app as you see Kevin Keats, Paul Biancardi, Roy Philpott back inside Littlejohn Coliseum. You got keys for me tonight, Coach.
Yeah, NC State specialty points. Those are points before the defense gets set. They average about 22 points per game from their turnovers. Also rebounding. They get 11 second chance points per game. The more they can score before the defense is set, better chance they'll have to win. For Clemson, limit the turnovers, 12 or less. Want to eliminate the live ball turnovers. Control the tempo of the game. They want it in the 60s. They're going to attack with vision and also transition. They need to get back and make this a half-court game. The more it's 5-on-5, the better chance Clemson has to win.
Good shot by Nick Honor, who just checked in. He'll stop a 9-2 run for NC State. Back to a one-possession contest. Honor is a player that plays a lot bigger than his frame would indicate. He's got those wide shoulders, but obviously not tall in stature.
Yeah, he's got eyes for the rim. That's what he has. When he catches that ball, he's thinking about putting it up. He is always ready to shoot the ball, Nick Honor. Well, you better honor this guy from the outside, because if not, you got to take away the shot, but still anticipate the drive. That little hesitation by Nick Honor gets the defender out of his stance. Nice blow by.
Foul went against John Newman, who's back after missing Clemson's last game at Miami this past weekend. Manny Bates will get one more free throw. We mentioned him as a shot blocker. His presence, even if he doesn't actually impact the shot, impacts opposing offenses because he's got a 7'2" wingspan. On the 6'11" frame, he just does a lot of dirty work for State.
As a freshman, he led the nation in block rate. 16% of the time when he was on the floor, he would get a block shot.
It's a pretty high percentage.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And what that does is it changes your offensive attack. It makes the offensive player think. 2 and 3 times, it leads to turnovers. Nice high-low.
Bear inside, missed the chippy. Back up and in, and a chance for 3. Well, that's one way to do it. You miss the first shot, you get the offensive rebound. Coach, you pad the stats a little bit, you got a chance for an extra point.
This was beautiful. Offensive execution. High-low. P.J. Hall with a beautiful dump down. Bear with the miss, but the quick second jump. The effort to stay with it. It seems like that's Clemson's style, right? The grit, the toughness. They miss it. They don't hang their head. They go after it.
3 the hard way for Jonathan Bear, the transfer from UNC Asheville. And we're tied once again at 15.
Yeah, Clemson's going to pick you up full court. It's going to be man-to-man. Not many traps at all. Just trying to be on and up the line.
Hayes, the freshman from downtown. Cam Hayes, 7 points in his first career start already.
Smooth, under control, talented, plays with a high IQ.
Dawes tries to respond. He cannot. Rebound to Daniels. Here come the Wolfpack.
Good job by Clemson getting back. I talked about defensive transition. On the miss, they sprinted back.
With the bounce. Well, you can see NC State gets pretty explosive at times. They've got shooters. They've got penetrators. We mentioned the shot blocking. This is a team that can score 80-plus, as we've seen for most of this season already.
And that's why the tempo of this game is so important. Because if it gets into the mid-70s or higher, it favors the Wolfpack.
P.J. Hall, the mid-range from 15.
With a good-looking ESPN top 100 freshman. I just love this kid. I love his game. Love his work ethic.
Tell everybody what you told Brad Brownell today, because I like the way you framed it about his 4 years here.
Yeah, he's a 4 and done.
4 and done.
I mean, he's an old-school guy who's going to get better at an old-school rate. He still has to understand the speed of the game, the physicality of the game, and the basketball IQ. But he is a terrific piece to build upon. I think he's going to be all ACC as a senior.
And he would almost be like the prototypical Clemson player for Brad Brownell. Clyde Trapp spins home a 3, tied at 20, and a quick 5-0 outburst for the Tigers.
There's some great freshmen this year in the ACC. Scotty Barnes getting 4.5 assists per game for Florida State.
Kevin Keats will call a timeout and talk things over as the Pack had some trouble inbounding the basketball. We'll step aside as well here in Clemson. .8:40 to play back in Clemson, South Carolina. NC State. Clemson Tigers tied at 20. Clemson and Virginia Tech, the highest ranked teams in the ACC in the latest AP poll. Hey, by the way, the net rankings came out for the first time as well this week, and that's something that matters a little bit. And Paul, you made a point to me earlier today. These two programs typically exceed their preseason expectations. Probably going to do it this season too, right?
Without question. I mean, NC State at number 8. They're going to finish somewhere in the top 5. I think they have the experience, the depth, the talent to challenge for the ACC title. Clemson has the best defense in the ACC right now and could have the best defense all season long. Will their offense come around enough for them to challenge at the top? But certainly not going to be in the bottom half of the ACC.
Their shooting has improved the last couple of seasons. under Brad Brownell. The pace has as well. But as well as they defend, right, it comes down to making shots at times. You gotta hit them.
It certainly does. They're 34% from three. They need to score from their defense. They do a good job of that. They need to continue that all season long.
Bates on the jump hook was off the mark. Going to go back to the Tigers. Like the flow in this one so far. It's kind of been a back and forth affair as we expected.
It's been well played, well executed, low foul game. When you talk about Clemson, you know Dawes and Sims are going to score the ball. Who's going to be that third scorer to step up for the Tigers? I think that's going to be huge all season long.
Pat gets it back.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Nick Honor.
Moore. Shaquille Moore from downtown. 23-20. His first points.
And that young man is just fearless. As soon as he scores, he's up on the ball.
We had a big shot against Boston College back on December 30th. A steal. Thomas Allen came out of there with it. Daniels launches and connects. NC State with its largest lead at 6.
How about Thomas Allen? Brad Brownell not happy. His team didn't get the loose ball. The Wolfpack trying to get some separation on the road. Defense first. There's the dive. The push. Daniels knocks it down.
Well, NC State in the midst of a 6-0 run, the last 31 seconds, and Paul Biancardi comes down and gets started with their defense.
Shaquille Moore buries a three from the corner, but how about this defense by Thomas Allen? Gets on the floor, pushes it to Devin Daniels, who finds the line, buries it.
It seems like Daniels has been at NC State for about 6 or 7 years, doesn't it?
I think you called one of his games
at Utah.
Yes, you did. I remember that.
I believe so. It's a long time ago, but Daniels has gotten better, it seems like, each and every year.
And that's why Kevin Keats loves his team. Experienced. These guys have been around in the system.
Skip pass, Honor left open, that's his spot, and it's all net.
I'd like to see him in a game of horse. I mean, Nick Honor just lights it up from the outside. As soon as he catches the ball, he's thinking shot. That's a sign of a player who's worked on his game.
5'10", 205. Fearless at the rim at times this year. You go back to Clemson's win against Florida State. And a couple of big plays, an and one late. Poked away by Bear, 11 to shoot. Smooth stroke for number 4.
And Nick Honor just understands where the line is right away. Calls for it. Little baseline drive. Pass opposite. And he's not going to hesitate. And I love that blow-by when the defense closes out of control.
Allen hit the deck, no whistle. Baseline foul call. It'll go against NC State. That's Helms, and that'll be his second.
Now Helms went for it. He was just fighting for it. He was saying, I got pushed.
I believe they just ruled him out of bounds. He's tried to collect the basketball.
No, but I think what he was saying is, Clemson pushed me out.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. 3-point advantage for the Pack on the road. Sims left open, same spot as Honor, different result. And saved by Shaquille Moore. Nicely done.
He just makes all the hustle plays.
Moore. Count it. Shaquille Moore continues the hot hand.
Roy, in high school, Shaquille Moore did not shoot the ball. He was a driver, transition layup guy. And Kevin Keats, quick to give his staff a lot of credit to work on the jump shot of Shaquille Moore.
Honor on the other end. Nick Honor starting to heat up. He's got 8 points off of Brad Brownell's bench. You can feel a little offensive flow coming in this one, Coach.
The defense is what they're known for tonight. Right now, offense is the name of the game. And each coach really emphasize the ability to cut, move, screen to get open shots.
Quick trigger for Moore, an air ball this time. Here comes Nick Honor. Sims has been held in check so far, scoreless. 3 field goal attempts. Bear is short. Daniels another rebound. Third of the first half for number 24 in all black. Devin Daniels goes to work. Helms aboard. And the spin. And the finish, a chance for 3.
Talked about specialty points for the Wolfpack. One of the keys to the game. They get 11 second chance points. Helms, I like the way he slowed down, saw all the space, went to work.
That was under control right there. You love that as a coach, right?
Upperclassmen. This team is full of them. And when you have upperclassmen, they play hard, they play fast, but they play under control.
Trapp picked up the personal. Helms now with 8 points. Wolfpack back to a 6-point advantage.
It's so hard to score against Clemson. They're number 1 in the ACC in scoring defense, so you have to get points in other ways. That was a big offensive rebound that led to that bucket.
As Sims tried to spot Trapp, had an easy layup. It was poked out of there.
When you think about specialty points like second chance, points off of turnovers, you can't defend them. They're not on the scouting report. They're broken plays.
4.5 to play in a well-played first half. Sims looking bouncy. Shot clock under 10. Dawes launches. 4th rebound for Devin Daniels. And a stoppage here. And our veteran ACC officiating crew, led by Jeffrey Anderson, we're going to take a look at that last sequence. Not sure what they were seeing there. Maybe if there was a clock issue. But we'll do our best to get that intel. By the way, we're just happy to be on site tonight. How great is this?
Oh, we got great seats. I mean, we're sitting halfway up, right at half court. Doesn't get better than this.
I believe it's a shot clock issue that they're trying to inspect. So we'll step aside as well. 4:22 remaining in our first half in Clemson, South Carolina. Pack lead it by 6. Well, coming up next Sunday afternoon, women's college basketball returns on ACC Network with a triple header. Up first, number 2 Louisville, Clemson Tigers, followed by Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, and then Boston College and Wake Forest. Noon, 2 and 4 Eastern, right here on ACC Network. Also on the ESPN app. Back here at Littlejohn Coliseum, Clemson, South Carolina. Paul Biancardi and Roy Philpott on hand. NC State leads by 6 with possession. That last stoppage in play because there was, in fact, a shot clock malfunction, Coach.
And the shot clock did not start, so it's immediate timeout by rule. It's under 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Allen, the floater. Nicely done. NC State's largest lead, call it 8.
Thomas Allen, an important transfer for NC State. Now, he's been out of basketball a while. He's been injured when he left Nebraska. He's a tremendous outside shooter.
Omax baseline, in and out, hit it 3 moments ago. It's tapped back in by NC State. We don't see that every day.
That's 2 points Funderburk does not want.
Well, DJ Funderburk back after missing 3 games in December. His return last week against Boston College, nothing short of sensational. Helms patient again, off the mark, and the rebound claimed by Sims.
Good movement by the Wolfpack. A lot of offense in the middle third of the court.
Here comes Clyde. Trapp. Finger roll. I love the finger roll.
You like that little get to the rim, let it go. Little jelly fan, they call it in the grassroots game.
That's right.
Yeah.
I like that as well. Under 3 to play. Crowd on its feet. Allen will try to silence him. He cannot. Trapped aboard. Here comes Clemson. Off the crossover. Little shake, a little bake. Off glass. Count it. And a chance for three for numeral 0. Clyde Trapp awfully impressive tonight.
See, I think Clemson is a different offensive team when they attack you off the bounce. Look at that open court Trapp with a little ball fake right to the rim. Defender low, deep. That's going to be a block, and he's moving. Clemson does a lot of screening and cutting. They're so good on their execution. I think when they blend in that dribble drive game, they're so difficult to play against.
Trapp well short on the free throw. Second foul on Helms. A 6-0 run for Clemson. Allen will shoot 2 to try to change all of that. But both teams have kind of gone through these 5-0, 6-0 outbursts so far tonight.
They're getting some points off of makes, misses. They're scoring from their defense. And the half-court execution has been very good. You can tell these teams, these coaches were working on their offense because they know the opponent's defense is so strong.
Thomas Allen 4 or 5 at the line before that miss. Foul win against Prosper for the Tigers. 0-2 at the strike.
NC State 6 for 10 from 3. Big numbers early in this game.
Tigers 5 of 15 from downtown. 2.5 to go in the first. Poked out of there. Funderburk comes away with it. Ahead to Allen. And a double dribble turns it over. A costly mistake for the Pack.
They got out in transition where they wanted to be. Now they'll pick up full court. Nice poke from behind. Just got a little too, got ahead of himself. Put his head down. You got to dribble that ball with your head up.
I like it when you put your coaching cap on. You did it and are on camera. My defensive positioning was not good. Dribble with your head up there. Foul called against NC State.
Kevin Keats has his team programmed to go, attack, play downhill. You're going to have some of those turnovers.
First foul on Thomas Allen, the transfer from Nebraska. Kevin Keats. We asked him earlier today, what have you learned about yourself? What have you learned about the program in the last year during the pandemic? And he said, a lot of these collegiate athletes, the student athletes, they've had this last year stolen from them. Can't go out, can't see their friends, can't do much of anything. And they're required to basically stay isolated, otherwise they can't play. Offensive foul called against Johnny Newman. And he said it's been tough. It's been tough on all of us, but he's learned a lot about himself and his program along the way.
Looked like Devin Daniels was in good position. Was he still moving? Slides his feet. I don't know about that one.
Second foul on Newman. I would agree with that assessment.
That's a block or play on.
Coach Keats also telling us patience, something he's had to learn a lot about.
We talked about flexibility, being adaptable to change.
Traveling violation. Cam Hayes turns it over. Now don't forget, coming up at halftime, Kelsey Riggs, Seth Greenberg, get you caught up on everything going on around the ACC. Got some teams coming out of breaks. They've been paused. This conference play really starts to heat up this coming week. Joe Lunardi, by the way, has 9 teams from the ACC in his current bracketology update. Chase Hunter was fouled. He's going to shoot a pair.
Joe Lunardi is going to be the most wanted man in America come March. He already is, but more so this year.
Well, I mentioned earlier the net rankings are out, and I'm curious how the committee goes about its business this year because road wins are a little different this year without fans compared to previous years. And the net rankings take into account all of those metrics. It can be quite complicated. But Joe Lunardi trying to parse his way through all of that. I agree. I think we're all going to be on pins and needles. Okay, how do you rank this team versus that team when road wins are easier and home wins are a little bit different as well, I guess?
No question about it. You've got those quad 1, quad 2. Those are the categories. But
I love it when you start talking quadrants.
Yeah, but what about the formula? And I think Joe Lunardi said it best to me this morning. I think the formula needs to be tweaked, but keep the categories. And I think he's on point with that.
So, in a sense, a quad 1 win for a team It's a little different this year than in previous years. The committee looks at that to try to seed teams and figure out which teams belong in the dance. Thunderbird stepped out of bounds. Scoreless first half for DJ. Tigers get it back with $1:13 to go.
And to your point, Roy, it's never been easier to win on the road. I mean, just look around here right now. If you have 15, 18,000
different vibe
on you, it's intimidating.
All right, so for the net rankings, their formula that they use, if you're playing a team ranked 1 through 30 at home, in the net rankings, that counts as a quad 1 win. 1 through 75 on the road also. Again, those are so critical come Selection Sunday. Ovak's working hard off the mark, and the rebound claimed by Bates. The question is, will the committee tweak that formula because things are different in 2021? Pack with a chance for three, and the first point's on the board for DJ Thunderbird.
When we mentioned all this to the coaches this morning, their biggest concern is having 22 negative COVID tests.
Yeah, that's right, too.
And getting their team ready for the game. NC State, look at that throw ahead. Beautiful pass. Thunderbird, we talked about him in the open, the ability to run, the mobility, to move. He's got great hands. Much improved senior.
Well, don't forget, coming up tomorrow morning, the time is now for another episode of Packer and Durham. Mark Packer, West Durham. Pull up a chair and enjoy some Atlantic Coast Conference conversation. The guys always do a great job. 7 to 10 a.m. right here on ACC Network.
Set your alarm, 6:45. Can't miss Packer and Durham.
I'm still waiting for my first invitation. One of my good friends, Kelly Gramlich's on the show all the time. Does a great job. Can't wait to join the fellas at some point.
I'm right behind you.
Okay.
Waiting for that call. Let me check myself.
We're right here. We're right here.
See if Mark Packer makes the call.
I'll talk a little ACC hoops. Shot clock and game clock virtually identical. Pack lead it by 5. Keel Moore taking his time. Wants it. Sweet dish inside of Thunderbird. And the Pack will close the first half in strong fashion. 39-32 our score. Thunderbird closes with a bang. She pours in 5 points in the last 2 minutes, and Clemson will face its largest halftime deficit of the season. Paul Biancardi.
NC State outstanding on the offensive end. 56% from the floor. A little sweet dish by Shaquille Moore. Thunderbird. Hard.
Tigers trail. They've also trailed in their last 2 victories at the break. You're watching ACC Network Basketball, presented by Geico. Start of our second half between number 19 Clemson and NC State, and the Pack on the road off to a fantastic start with a 7-point advantage. We've got 20 minutes to play. Great to have you with us once again. Paul Biancardi, former Horizon League Coach of the Year. I'm Roy Philpott. NC State, amazing. Devin Daniels, 10 points, 56% from the floor in the first half. Brad Burnell wants to see that change a little bit in the second.
And 60% behind the three-point line. They're 6 for 10. NC State is simply knocking down shots. Some of them open, some of them contested. Daniels in transition, just looking for the line, but how about Shaquille Moore not using the ball screen? That one was deep. He's 43% on the season. Nobody there for Cam Hayes, the freshman, shoots it with confidence. But the star for the Wolfpack, Devin Daniels, aggressive off the bounce, navigates so well in ball screens. No defender, he pulls it. You get too close, it's going to drive you to the rim. Has a nice sweet pull-up game. He's got 10 for the Wolfpack.
Only player in double figures in this game. If you're Brad Burnell, what kind of adjustments do you try to make here in our final 20 minutes?
Well, first of all, offensively, Amir Sims has not scored, so you got to get him some more shots. You got to get him going. He is your best offensive player. A second, defensively, you've got to be there a little bit tighter on the shots. A lot of those threes, or half of those threes, I think were uncontested, and that's not a sign of a Brad Burnell team defensively.
Speaking of uncontested threes, Devin Daniels on cue, off the mark, rebound Bayer. 3-on-2 for the Tigers. Dawes attacking, up and under. And saved brilliantly by Cam Hayes.
Yeah, I like the attack by Clemson, but that plays into the pace of NC State. You have to attack with vision. Your guards have to make good decisions.
Look at our first half stats. 56% from the floor, 60% from deep. Tigers get it back on an offensive foul. Bates over the back.
NC State, they get 11 steals per game. That's 5th in the nation, already with 4. They score so well off their defense.
8 to 3 points off of turnovers. I thought maybe that one would be a little greater in favor of the Wolfpack given the lead, but just a 7-point game. We saw both teams go on 5-0 and 6-0 runs, it felt like, throughout the first half. And a foul as Bear attacks. That's Helms. It is. It'll be his third.
Second team foul.
So Kevin Keats will have to decide whether he wants to keep Jericho Helms on the floor here. Looks like he will.
This is a deep team that, like Noah's Ark, they have 2 of everything. They really do.
Dawes comes up short. Well, remember, Braxton Beverly not playing tonight, injured during pregame warm-ups. He's got 80 career starts, almost 200 career threes. State still leads Clemson by 7 on the road.
And he's a 40% three-point shooter. I thought when we got the news that would really hurt State from the outside. Not the case.
Daniels feeds Bates. Allen off the pump fake. Bear another rebound, still scoreless in our second half. Hemingway was fouled by Cam Hayes. There's Beverly, top 3-point specialist in the game. Another guy like Devin Daniels, it seems like he's been in Raleigh forever, right?
He has, and he's had some injuries. You know, he's hurt tonight, had some back injuries last season, but he is part of the heart and soul for the Wolfpack, him and Devin Daniels.
Hemingway came top of that screen, or behind it rather. It's almost like he didn't get a good look at the rim as he shot it. Too strong. Bates goes to work. First points in the second half. NC State, his largest lead at 9.
And that's the part of his game that's really improved. Manny Bates, the ability to get position and score with either hand in the low post.
Clemson went without a point in the final 2:47. Almost duplicate that to start the second. And Jonathan Bear off glass.
Yeah, Jonathan Bear put it between his legs at 6'10". That was a nifty move.
Lead is 7, a long ways to go in this one. Clemson at 8-1, 2-1 in the ACC. And over the back was Bear. It'll be his second.
Manny Bates has really improved with his back to the basket. Sims with the body, Bates with the extension on the jump hook. And how about Bear? A globetrotter. Splits his legs up and under off the glass. It looked like you in JV basketball.
Yeah, that's right. That was a third on Bear, by the way, so he'll have a seat. Cam Hayes, too strong. Rebound by Dawes. Clemson will push tempo. Ahead to Trapp. He's got 9 points. Make it. Wow. How did that not go down?
Looked like the ball on the roulette table kept going round and round. Oh, nice high-low.
Bates had position. Dawes called for the foul. I'm not sure how this last shot from downtown did go through.
1, 2, 3. Oh. You see the emphasis by NC State in the second half, going to Manny Bates. They're trying to get him off inside. They feel like they have an advantage. Mayor Sims has to be careful not to get in foul trouble, even though he hasn't scored in this game. It's hard for Clemson to win games without Sims playing well.
Yeah, that's a big story. Sims scoreless after 25 on the road at Miami, including the game winner with 19 seconds left. That tied his career high. Here's Daniels against Trapp, and now Sims, and he was fouled. And Amir Sims will pick up the infraction. That'll put Devin Daniels at the line.
A lot of what NC State is doing is in the middle third of the court. Reason why? It's hard to get help side when you're in the middle. If you go on one side of the court, Clemson does a great job of keeping you on one side. So Daniels can go either way off the dribble. Very good with his pick and roll game. The ability to come off and shoot it or to penetrate, just like he did in that last possession. Really been aggressive in this game.
Daniels really saves his best work on the biggest stage. We saw that against North Carolina, the win against the Heels. Poured in 20-plus. Leader for this team, Nick Honor launching and connecting. Big shot for the Tigers, 42-37. Honor now the first player for Clemson in double figures off the bench. He's got 11 tonight. Thunderberg gets it back. Lost the handle. Bates. Couple of point-blank misses. And somehow saved by Shaquille Moore, but it's right to Honor. Up and under. Count it. Honor with 13. One possession game.
Hey, you love the hustle by NC State. But Nick Honor with the hustle play. What a beautiful finish. I was thinking of Nick Moore at SMU.
Thunderberg. Daniels. Foul. Free throws coming up for Devin Daniels, but Nick Honor getting it done, Coach.
Well, sometimes turnovers can result in momentum swings. Nick Honor drilling it from deep.
One possession game back at Littlejohn Coliseum. 4.5 into our second half with Paul Biancardi. I'm Roy Philpott. Nick Honor getting it done off the Tigers bench. 13 points tonight. And tell you what, you go back to the Miami win on the road last Saturday. Big three from the corner, trailing by 4 with about a minute to play before Sims hit the game winner. He's a big-time spark for this program.
Yeah, they bring him off the bench, which provides a six-man type of role. In his last 5 games, Nick Honor, over 50% from 3. State's got to do a better job of finding him, getting a little closer, taking away his space.
Paul, we should mention this, too, as Daniels gets one more free throw. He's got 12 points tonight to lead all scorers. Or actually, Honor has one more than him. But at halftime here at Littlejohn, they broadcast the Heisman Trophy ceremony. And they cut to it as soon as the announcement was made. So you had Kyle Trask, Clemson's Trevor Lawrence, Devontae Smith, and Mac Jones from Alabama all on the Jumbotron here. They made the Heisman Trophy announcement. This year's winner, it's not Trevor Lawrence. It was Devontae Smith at Alabama. And that was greeted by a chorus of boos here in Clemson, South Carolina. There are a lot of people here that weren't happy. I think some people actually left the building.
I think you're right about that. For the people that were here, we could hear the boos. We're not in the right spot tonight, Roy Philpott.
Daniels got the bounce.
But you were calling it right before the Heisman. You kept saying his name.
Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith, Devontae Smith.
I think most people thought he was the favorite going in. His numbers were just astronomical. Honor spins that one in. That time it stayed down after Clyde Trapp missed a similar shot from almost the same exact spot moments ago. One possession game.
How about how quick the release is by Nick Honor? Again, if you're NC State, you got to be there on the catch. Let's see what happens when Nick Honor catches this basketball. You got to honor the three-point shot. Shaquille Moore late.
I'm almost thinking we got to ban that because I guarantee you, like every announcing crew's coming in saying, honor the three, right? I mean, that's, yeah.
That was deep. And so what happens is with the great shooter, when you think you're close enough, you have to get closer.
Aha. Coaching 101.
And you got to make him put the ball on the floor, make him a passer, make him a dribbler, but you can't let him be a shooter.
Nick Honor 1 point away from his season high. He squares those shoulders. It feels like it's going in, at least as of late, for the Fordham transfer. Daniels attacking, nearly lost it. Helms launches at the buzzer, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. State turns it over.
That was the best possession defensively for Clemson. Tough on the ball, great on the help. They were there on the catch. Watch them pressure the ball, get over the screen. P.J. Hall, good help, pressuring the ball. They move Bates up the line, denying everywhere. They rally to the ball on the drive. That was excellent.
P.J. Hall checks back in, inside to Jonathan Baer. Last Clemson lead was 8-7. NC State has been in semi-control in this one. Daniels the floater. Newman the rebound. Honor left open. Feeling it. First miss of the night for Nick Honor. And a foul. P.J. Hall pushed Helms.
And that's how you beat a very good defensive team. The ball movement went from the right side of the floor to the left side of the floor. They're looking for their teammate Nick Honor. You always want to find the hot hand and keep feeding him. I love the way Clemson is looking for him right now.
Honor sat out last season after transferring in. He did play, however, in the World Games over in Italy, where Clemson claimed a gold medal. NCAA wouldn't let him play last year. Sat on the bench, waited for his time. Bates, baseline J, the mid-range available.
Nice job by Shaquille Moore. He dragged two defenders with him off the ball screen. Bates has really improved that short jump shot. I talked to assistant coach James Johnson. He said, if you see Bates make a jumper, don't be surprised. He's in there before film. He stays after practice. He's working on his jump shot from the mid-range.
Bates back after hyperextending that knee against Boston College. Hall inside. Contested layup is good. 47-44. His first points of the night.
Again, penetration is the way you beat NC State, because you want to force the shot blocker to step up so you can drop it down. That time, Manny Bates, he was in no man's land.
Check that. Hall actually with 4, approaching 12 to play. 7 on the shot clock. Cam Hayes thinking about it. Moore. Baer the rebound. And he was hammered. Hit the deck hard, and a foul called against State. P.J. Hall, talented freshman. Dorman High School over in Roebuck, South Carolina, getting it done. The reverse. And don't forget, coming up tomorrow, a men's college basketball triple header here in the ACC and right here on the ACC Network. Pittsburgh, Syracuse will tip things off at 4:30. 19th ranked Virginia Tech at Louisville at 6:30. BC at Duke, 8:30 tomorrow night right here on the ACC Network, also on the ESPN app. We are back at Littlejohn Coliseum, high above playing floor. Paul Biancardi, Roy Philpott, great to have you with us tonight. One possession game. I said earlier today I thought this was the best game all night in terms of college hoops. Ranked team, 2 rivals. It's been closely contested, Coach. I think we've got a fantastic finish.
I think this one's coming right down to the end. And if NC State can pull it off, they have a chance to be ranked. There are others receiving votes right now. I don't think Clemson is going to leave the top 25. They've had some great wins, the Tigers. Purdue, Mississippi State, Alabama. They've won a lot of Power 5 games.
More. Funderburk. DJ Funderburk with 7. NC State back in front by 3.
How pretty was that give up by Shaquille Moore? Kevin Keats was recruiting Josh Hall, who committed to NC State at Moravian Prep, and he fell in love with Shaquille Moore.
Yeah, he thinks he's going to have one of the top backcourts in the country. Quick trigger for P.J. Hall. Daniels the rebound. 49-46. Funderburk against Hall.
Senior on the freshman. He held his ground. Got the defensive board.
P.J. Hall on the floor in place of Amir Sims, who's yet to score tonight. Jump ball will stay on this end. I mean, what does that say for Clemson that Sims hasn't scored and it's still a 1-possession game? You take a look at the last 2 buckets.
That shows you how great Clemson's defense is. Nick Arnold with a little dime to P.J. Hall. I thought he was going to flush it. Good-looking freshman. How about Shaquille Moore to Funderburk? A lot of big-time plays in this game.
Yeah.
I think the offense has just been absolutely beautiful against two teams that are known for their defense. A lot of cutting, screening, open shots.
Sims just checked in, well short on the three, tapped out. Stay with NC State.
He's got to continue to shoot those shots. That play was run for him. He got open on the screen. He's got to look at it. He's got to look at it. He's got to shoot it.
Brad Brownell told us that he would consider some opportunities to play Sims and Hall on the floor at the same time. It has not really happened a lot tonight. Hall just checked out for Amir Sims. Can he do anything else to kind of get out of this little mini slump that we're seeing so far tonight? Attack the rim, crash the glass. I mean, what do you do as a coach?
I like him away from the basket.
Okay.
Funderburk in the game. He could draw the big away. And Brad told us today, I want to see Sims get a little more selfish in a good way to take some more shots.
Sims called for the foul here. Scoreless tonight. Just picked up his third personal, coach.
But he's a senior, so he understands to keep playing the game, not thinking about his box score. He's a terrific facilitator, good rebounder. He's going to stay with it, continue to take the looks that he needs to take, but not force it. That's the key. They're right there in this game without him scoring the ball.
DJ Funderburk, 8 points. All of those coming now 9 since a minute to play in the first half. The top returning big men in the ACC this season. NC State in the all-black unis as well on the road. They actually have glow-in-the-dark numbers. It was kind of cool when Clemson went through its pregame introductions. Newman off glass. Sims tried to put it back, and that's going to count. His first points of the night on the goaltend.
Oh, his first 2 points come a little unconventional. Nice drive. Looked like Daniels. Yanked the rim for interference.
Sounds of college basketball returning. Even if a packed house is not. Daniels. Gauls the rebound. Omax. Off glass. 1 point game.
Omax, 6'7 plus, athletic. Shaquille Moore, feisty, tough guard. But he's a 6-footer on that one. That's a mismatch on that drive. The band, the limited crowd off their feet.
Pack turns it over. Cam Hayes gives it back to Clemson. The Tigers looking for their first lead since it was 8-7.
They just continue to make clutch defensive stops. Omax, too smooth, dribbles right to the basket. Shaquille Moore just can't do anything with it. Then on the other side, they set their defense, and when they do, they're one of the top 5 teams in the country defensively. Looked like Cam Hayes just got frustrated with the on-ball pressure.
Alamir Dawes gets the screen from Sims. Under 8.5 to go. Sims gets it back. Goes to work. Daniels the rebound. Bates with outstanding defense. Bothered that one.
Great matchup. Two of the best seniors in the ACC.
Daniels. Floater, and it's all net. How many times has he done that tonight? He's got 16.
He's been super aggressive off the drive. Once he gets into the ACC logo, he's forcing Clemson to help. If they don't help, Devin Daniels has been strong all game long for the Wolfpack. Little shot fake, hard drive, little float game. Wolfpack up 3.
Jericho Helms just picked up his 4th personal. He's got 8 points tonight, 5 rebounds, coming off 20 points in NC State's win against Boston College. Kevin Keats will keep him on the bench here for the short term, but number 4 for NC State in all black tonight. Done a nice job, but the foul problems creeping up quickly.
He also did a great job in that North Carolina game.
Yeah.
Only scored 1 point, but they couldn't take him out of the game because his ability to defend the 3 and 4 spot.
Thunderberg stepped out of bounds. Officials didn't see it. That layup will count. Lead is 5 for NC State. That's an enormous play. Sims, and he was fouled. Crowd here loves that last non-call.
16 foul.
Thunderberg was way out. Both of them were out.
And I'm not sure that he established himself back inbounds before he touched the basketball, right? That's what they're looking at in a sequence like that.
Yeah, I don't believe he had full possession during that period of time.
Okay. One more look.
See, he doesn't touch the ball. He goes out of bounds, but doesn't establish possession.
So, in your mind, that's a valid play?
It is.
Yeah. Okay. It didn't look it at the time in real time, but I think afterwards I would tend to agree.
Because when he was out of bounds, the ball was inbounds.
Dawes off the mark. Sims a rebound and a fresh 20. Devin Daniels slow to get up. And that does not look good. You see him kind of grabbing the right side of his head for a moment. Kevin Keats wants to find out more. They're going to look at that last sequence to see what happened with Devin Daniels. So a lot happening here in our last 30 seconds or so.
Looked like Daniels, he hits the ground, hit his head. Not sure if Sims pushed him to the ground or not.
Here's a better look.
Oh yeah, that left arm for Sims. He definitely pushed him to the ground.
Jeffrey Anderson, James Breeding, having a look. And now a conversation. Clemson staff.
Yeah, that's not a flagrant foul.
So after all of that, Clemson gets it back. No change on the original ruling. Daniels remains on the floor.
And no foul called, nothing to review.
Right. Well, Sims was playing like a safety. Under 7 to play. Lead is 5. NC State has led since it was 8-7. Sims was bumped, and that's going to be an offensive foul. That's number 4. Amir Sims, 2 points, 4 fouls.
I think they were trying to get him involved in the offense. Almost a little clear out. Thunderberg held his ground. He moved his feet. He stayed in front of Sims. That was good defense.
So Sims have a seat on the bench. P.J. Hall checks back in. Still a 5-point game.
And now if you're NC State, you may want to go to Thunderberg inside against the freshman.
High ball screen for Daniels. Helms back on the floor with his 4 personals. The dump off. Thunderberg was fouled. Nick Honor got him that time. DJ Thunderberg to the strike. Pretty good free throw shooter this season. 83% on the year before tonight. And 3 of 3 this evening as well.
Yeah, Thunderberg not a low post block player where he likes to establish position, but he gets a lot of dump-offs from the penetration of Daniels and Moore. He's got great hands to catch it. He's a quick finisher.
So coming up next Sunday afternoon, women's basketball returns here on ACC Network. Second-ranked Louisville hosts Clemson at noon. That'll tip things off before Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech at 2 Eastern, BC and Wake at 4. Right here on ACC Network, also on the ESPN app. A 6-0 run for NC State. Pack lead it by 7 once again. Their same advantage at halftime. Hard screen by Hall. Gets it back. Honor's trying to sky for the rebound against Shaquille Moore, and Moore comes away with it.
Two tough dudes. Shaquille Moore and Nick Honor. I'd love to see these two play one-on-one.
They will here for a moment, it looks like.
It's getting a little chippy. It's getting a little physical.
Hellum's left open from the wing. Big possession now for Clemson. The spin. Well, Nick Honor all over the place. Comes up with an empty possession, however.
Yeah, when you're small and you go deep, you may want to think about spraying it out unless you have a clear path.
Tigers have made their runs. NC State has responded each and every occasion. Pack in the midst of a 6-0 advantage in the last 2:21. They lead it by 7. NC State a 7-point lead on the road, 5:38 remaining. Wolfpack looking for a quad 1 victory. That's exactly what this would be tonight. Clemson, number 15 in the debut of the net rankings. Just came out this week, trying to build that resume. Nick Honor has other intentions. He's led the Tigers in scoring tonight with 16. And for just tuning in, Amir Sims, just 1 bucket and 4 fouls.
If you're NC State, you're feeling really good right now. You've got to close this game out. You've done a great job of taking care of the basketball. You've shot the ball at a high clip on the road. And you talk about those quad 1 wins, but it's a lot easier to win when there's only a few people in the stands.
Bear tries to poke it away. He does. Can't come up with a steal. 9 on the shot clock. More to Daniels. Daniels a rare miss. Didn't hit the rim. That'll be a shot clock violation. Tigers get it back. With Paul Biancardi, I'm Roy Philpott. We've got just over 5 minutes to go. Critical early ACC clash between two rivals that have met nearly 160 times in their histories. Last touch by Daniels.
When these two teams play, and it gets a little chippy at the end, and they fight over a lot of recruits between North and South Carolina. They both know this game means a lot. When you're looking at the standings at the end of the year, don't be surprised if a game like this determines who comes in first, second, third, maybe fourth place. I mean, who are you picking, Roy, in the ACC? Who do you have as a favorite?
Oh, that's tough. Hemingway left open, and it's all net. First points, making his second start. Alex Hemingway. Lead is trimmed to 4.
And this guy is a pure shooter, Hemingway.
I don't know who I'm picking, to answer your question. Something tells me some school along Tobacco Road is going to have something to say about it by the time we get to mid-March. Whether it's NC State or Duke or Carolina. Thunderberg was pushed, and the foul's going to be called against the Tigers. Alex Hemingway going to try to shoot Clemson back in it.
Alex Hemingway comes from the baseline. Little zipper cut up the middle. Defender got hung up. When he catches, he's thinking one thing. Let it go. 50% from 3 in his last 5 games.
The second foul on Hall. Amir Sims checks back in with his 4 personals. Thunderberg at the strike. 13 points tonight. Perfect at the line.
Yeah, there's 2 guys for Clemson you can't leave open on the outside. Nick Honor
and Hemingway.
And Alex Hemingway.
Yeah.
You can't leave those guys open. You've got to be there on the catch. You can help off the other guys. You can be late on the other guys. You can't be late on those 2.
59-53, 4.5 to play.
State just jumps right on you after made field goals or made free throws.
Clyde Trapp's been scoreless in the second half. Good look for Bear. Too much zest on that pass. That'll be a turnover.
Yeah, you needed a catcher's mitt for that one. Right idea. Wrong speed on that pass.
And Daniels called for the offensive foul. No, that was Helms. And he just fouled out.
7-3 foul.
They got him for that left arm. He threw it out after the bump. Kevin Keith saying he's bringing the ball up.
I mean, there wasn't a lot there, was there?
He put himself in a position for the official to make a call. If he keeps his arm down, it's play on. But once you start pushing off and pushing out, the officials see it. They have to make a call.
Big call in this game as Clemson gets it back, trailing by 6.
Yeah, look at his right arm. I mean, it's incidental contact, but he throws that arm out.
The push out.
Discipline to keep it in.
Yeah.
The pace has really changed in this game, and it favors Clemson down the stretch.
Amir Sims, the bounce pass to Bear, who dumps it in. 59-55, under 4 to play.
And it's turning into a half-court heavyweight fight. And everything is grinding now. Not a lot of easy buckets. Execution down the stretch will be huge.
And Hemingway called for the foul against Cam Hayes. So the pack in the bonus. Cam Hayes shooting free throws when we come back. Good look inside for Jonathan Bear. Clemson back in it. A lot of time left. ACC Network Basketball is presented by Geico. You can save even more by bundling home and car insurance. Take a look at Sykes Hall, the beautiful campus of Clemson University, constructed back in 1904. Currently houses many of the administration offices, including the president, provost. Good one in Littlejohn Coliseum, just across the way on campus. 4-point advantage for NC State. Jericho Helms just fouled out. Cam Hayes at the stripe, shooting free throws after that last foul by the Tigers. Went against Alex Hemingway. He's Paul Biancardi. I'm Roy Philpott. Fantastic to have you on board tonight. Good crowd on hand here as well. Almost 2,000. They've been loud at times, giving us a little atmosphere, and we've enjoyed that.
Some boos when the Heisman Trophy was announced. But other than that, they've been very, very spirited.
Hayes 2 for 2 at the line this year, and wouldn't you know it?
Oh, gosh. Couldn't you wait?
That was my mistake.
Couldn't you wait? He's just a freshman.
Crunch time has arrived in Tiger Town. Lead is 5 for NC State. They've held that advantage basically since it was 8-7 Clemson early tonight.
Clemson's defense in the last 4 minutes has posted a shutout against State.
4 minutes since NC State's last field goal. Honors had the hot hand for the Tigers. Good look inside Hemingway. Quick turnaround. Puts it in. He snuck that one in there.
What a pass by Nick Honor. The ability to come off that screen and find the cutter.
Hayes nearly lost it. Sims steals it. 3 ball could tie it up. Under 3 to play in Littlejohn. Trap to Sims on the way. What is it with that rim?
Can't buy one tonight. Good look. He's got to keep his head on the defensive end of the floor. Can't let the offense affect the defense, Roy Philpott. You know, your defensive stance.
That's right. Needs some work. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Devin Daniels.
And Clemson helps each other so well.
Daniels attacking. Off the mark, trap the rebound. Sims again. And a blocking foul called this time. Tigers will have the 1-and-1. Well, I didn't know which way that one was going to go. If that was called against Sims, he fouls out.
That was one of those really quick collisions. More kind of sideways still.
You agree with the call?
You're thinking charge. He wasn't squared up.
That's tough.
You have to be squared up to take it.
Yeah.
He was a little bit sideways.
How about Shaquille Moore? Fearless. A freshman, doesn't care. One more for Sims. Well, coming up later tonight in play, E.J. Manuel's going to be on board right here on ACC Network. Get the latest going on around the conference. Kelsey Riggs as well. Discuss all the hot topics going on in the ACC. Crowd on its feet. The lead is 1. And a timeout call. Last field goal for NC State by DJ Funderburk with 7:39 to go. Clemson's defense starting to lock in.
I think if you're the Wolfpack, you got to look at Daniels or Funderburk down the stretch here when you're talking about scoring in the half-court set. More movement, more cutting, more screening. Keep the ball in the middle third of the floor. The offense was flowing in the first half. Second half, Clemson tightened it up defensively.
We thought it would be a good one. I said earlier today I thought this was the best game on the college basketball schedule today. It's coming close to living up to that billing, and a lot at stake. NC State undefeated in the conference early on. Clemson at 2-1. Tigers the highest-ranked team in the ACC, along with Virginia Tech. They're tied at 19th. And you've said it several times. You think either one of these teams have a chance, a legitimate opportunity to win the conference?
Absolutely. And I haven't seen the entire ACC, but I've seen most of it. I've had Miami. I've seen Georgia Tech. I know Louisville down a couple of bodies. Duke hasn't played in 3 weeks. Carolina doesn't shoot it well behind the arc. They're not scoring in transition. They have Miami tonight. I think these are two of the better teams, along with Florida State. And I think Virginia will come back. I think their defense will be back to where it was with Tony Bennett. Not so much that Gonzaga game, and their offense will grow.
Moore off the mark. Funderburk on the offensive glass, and he was fouled by Bear. That'll be the 4th on Jonathan Bear. And DJ Funderburk cleaning the glass with a box out, 15 points, 6 rebounds.
Watch Funderburk get right inside of Bear. A little leverage, gets low, goes up strong. And that's what you want to do on the weak side block. Get in there, wedge yourself in, get that inside position. Great job by Funderburk.
Well, what a luxury to have now that he's healthy. Missed those 3 games last month. Perfect at the line tonight. They've needed every single one of them. 9 for 9 at the stripe for DJ.
State wants to defend without fouling. If they do, Clemson goes 1-1.
Trap to Sims. The fake. Trap, little Euro step. Bear on the offensive rebound, only 5 to shoot.
They don't know it.
Approaching a minute to play. State with the lead and possession.
Now Clemson's going to rely on their strength right now. This is how they won the game against Miami. Yes, Sims made the game-winning shot, but they made 3 consecutive stops down the end. They need one right now.
Boy, Allen may have gotten away with a travel, no whistle. Under 10 on the shot clock, less than a minute to go in the game. Funderburk. Sims a rebound. Otter ties it up. 19 on the board for the transfer from Fordham. 38 seconds to go and a timeout on the floor.
Well, the senior Amir Sims Love his versatility. That time, the ability to facilitate. And Nick Honor, he finds that line in the conversion game. This came from the rebound. The grab and go by Amir Sims. State stops the ball. They don't recognize the shooter. The Tigers bench loving it right now. Nick Honor, yeah, that's me with the three.
What a game this has turned out to be. 38 seconds remaining, so NC State plenty of time. What are you trying to dial up here if you're Kevin Keats?
I think you have to go Funderburk, Daniels, maybe in a two-man game, middle of the floor. Set that high ball screen in the middle. Shooters stay spaced, try to get Funderburk on the roll. But you just can't go into a pick and roll against Clemson. You can't get first side offense. You're going to have to get some movement, some motion into that ball screen.
So tough to win on the road in the ACC. Clemson comes in 19th in the country, trying to hold serve, and here we go.
There's that middle ball screen.
Plenty of time for Devin Daniels. Sims picks off the pass. Shot clock is off. And Brad Brownell going to call a timeout. How about this turn of events? Clemson hasn't led it since it was 8-7, and now has a chance to win it in walk-off fashion, perhaps.
We talked about the pace of the game changing. It's been Clemson's pace in the last 4 or 5 minutes. It's been more of a half-court game. It's been more of a defensive game. And Clemson scoring in the half-court. Hemingway, pure from deep. And how about Sims? Doesn't score, facilitates in this game. They find the cutter under the basket. What a pass by Nick Moore. And perhaps the biggest play of the night, Sims to Honor. And Nick Honor, not just making threes, but how about the pass he made to the cutter under the basket? Defends well. That Fordham transfer paid off big time in this game.
He is our spotlight player, presented by Geico. 5 of 6 from bonus land. And without him, this game isn't close. Nick Honor has been nothing short of sensational. So 12 plus seconds to work with. You got to think Honor's going to have a major role in this end of game sequence.
And they could use him as a screener. And don't forget about Amir Sims. He hit the game-winning shot against Miami.
But he's 1 of 8 tonight.
It doesn't matter. That's history. That's next play. You get the ball to Amir Sims. You get him in the middle of the floor. Let him operate. You have to trust your seniors.
Only loss for NC State this year at St. Louis in a pop-up game. Billikens awfully talented this year. And so much at stake here with 12.7 seconds remaining. Crowd on its feet. Honor gets it against the freshman Shaquille Moore. 5 seconds to go. Honor attacking, and the step back rejected by Moore. Overtime in Littlejohn. Shaquille Moore made so many big plays down the stretch at Boston College in that win. This time he does it defensively.
Shaquille Moore was locked in on Nick Honor. Stays down, doesn't go for the fake. We're going overtime.
Welcome to Overtime, presented by Papa John's, back in Clemson, South Carolina. Number 19, Clemson. And NC State tied at 62. Paul Biancardi, Roy Philpott. How much fun has this been? We got 5 more minutes to try to figure things out. Something tells me these two teams can meet up again in the ACC tournament with even more on the line. We shall see.
If you're NC State, you feel great right now. You survived the run by Clemson. Your defense got you to overtime. That little guy right there, Shaquille Moore. And Nick Honor, they've been sensational tonight.
Moore's 6'1", 180. Plays a lot bigger. Nick Honor, of course, 5'10", 2:05. Moore got the best of that battle, and it came at a critical time. And Shaquille Moore, absolutely fearless early in his career in Raleigh. Trying to control the opening tap of OT.
Yeah, Jonathan Bear and Amir Sims, 4 fouls each. Keep an eye on that.
Keep in mind, NC State also without Braxton Beverly, injured during pregame warm-ups, if you can envision that. Moore feeling it, off the mark, honor the rebound. Let's get more of this matchup. Trap the elbow J. Silky smooth, and Clemson has its first lead in what feels like years.
Trap just slowed down off that ball screen and found the open pocket of space and knocked it down.
First advantage since 8-7. NC State without a field goal in the last 8 minutes. Devin Daniels will try to change that here.
State's got to get back to more movement before the play.
Bates inside. Got the 4 personals. Also has 7 points. Tied at 64.
Yeah, I think State playing through Funderburk and Bates inside can pay dividends in overtime.
Hemingway, the runner. How about that?
For a guy who's a pure shooter. Great handle.
3.5 to play in overtime. A pair of one-loss teams at it tonight. Funderburk, deep 3. Count it! The big man can shoot it from deep.
He's worked on that shot in the offseason. DJ Funderburk in his first game back had 21 points in 29 minutes against BC.
That's 3 games. Pack will pause for about a week. Sims is short. Shot hasn't been there all night. Daniels the rebound. State by a point. And with possession.
Legs look flat that time on Amir Sims.
Halfway through our first overtime session. Daniels sailed that pass out of bounds, trying to spot Thomas Allen.
You know, the pressure that Clemson puts on the ball, and they force you into turnovers, not by pressing, not by trapping, but by being in the right spot at the right time. You have to be so good and so clean with your passing and catching.
Honor off the screen. Inside to Sims. Working against Bates. Puts it in with a jump hook.
Bates didn't even go after that. One of the best shot blockers in the nation. I know he's got 4 fouls, but you gotta get your hand up.
Tigers back in front. Another pass out of bounds. Unusual to see Devin Daniels with back-to-back turnovers.
Clemson that time just put all guys in the paint. Wasn't sure where to throw it. Threw it out of bounds. They ran that action last time, and then we got a jumper.
Sims feeling it. With the other hand, another jump hook. Back-to-back baskets for Amir Sims after an ice-cold start.
Trust your senior. He's feeling it right now.
And Moore will shoot 2. Nearly had a chance to tie us up again.
Clemson's been so efficient. Coming up in the clutch. Amir Sims just bodying in. He's got that soft touch. Good extension. Good time to fill it in overtime.
Going right hand, going left hand.
You know, when you're a senior, you keep your head in the game. You understand there's a next play. Young players sometimes can lose their confidence when they don't score early in a game. Not this young man.
That foul went against Jonathan Baer. That's his 5th. First Clemson player to foul out. That'll give Kevin Keats a moment to talk things over with his club. P.J. Hall will check in. And Shaquille Moore at the stripe. Not been a great free throw shooter this season. In his first attempts in this game. Clutch.
43%.
I had him at 4 for 11.
I'm sorry, 36%. You're right. Looked good though, didn't it?
First one did. Second one not so much. The rebound to Hemingway. Clemson by 2. Approaching a minute to play. Brad Brownell tells Nick Honor to slow things down for a minute. He'll call out the play.
They're going to play through Amir Sims, whether it's in the post or as a facilitator. They're going to look at Sims.
Funderburk trying to D up number 25 and wide as best as he can. He's doing a great job. Honor penetrating, floating, scoring! And a chance for 3 for Nick Honor.
How about the handle by Honor? Splits the defense. That's a left-handed floater in the paint. Recognizes he can't get to the rim against NC State. Stops on a dime with the left hand. Impressive.
Clemson trying to seize control in overtime after trailing for most of the night. The lead is 4, their largest in this game, and a chance to increase it with Honor at the stripe, Coach.
And they did it with their defense. When you look at the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game, they held NC State scoreless for about 4 minutes. They were able to score the ball. Honor got hot from the outside. Game goes in overtime. Amir Sims now is a major threat, feeling confident. I think Clemson has found their scoring opportunities in this game and maybe all season long with Amir Sims, Nick Honor, and Dawes.
Let's check out the best stuff that happened tonight, brought to you by our friends at Papa John's. Amir Sims getting it done after a cold start. He has been clutch in OT.
Oh, he starts in the paint. That's where he's most comfortable. Just goes right over Manny Bates. That jump hook. Using the body to get deep. He can go with either hand. He's tough to guard inside. He's a great passer. Jump shot hasn't been there tonight, but he understands where he's best. Is in the paint and at the rim.
8 and 7 go along with 4 assists for Amir Sims. The senior out of Virginia. After he tied his career high with 25 at Miami last game. It's been a work in progress tonight, but he's been just enough in this extra session. All right, Kevin Keats talking to his club. They're looking at trying to foul here to get back in it. Honor makes the free throw, trailing by 5. What's your strategy?
Well, I think for State, they score best off their defense. You're looking at a 2-possession game right now. Let's see what happens at the line first.
The Tigers are 8-1. You mentioned it earlier, wins against Mississippi State, Alabama, Maryland, FSU, Purdue. Resume awfully impressive. The net rankings indicate Clemson at number 15. Translate roughly into about a 4 seed according to Joe Lenardi, ESPN bracketologist.
It's going to be a 2-possession game, make or miss. State's got to score quickly. They're going to have to think about the foul game or a quick trap, then foul. If it's 2 possessions and the clock is at about a shot clock.
67% for Honor, and he's off the mark now, 5 of 7 tonight. That's a big miss. Here comes the freshman, Shaquille Moore. Now to the senior, and Daniels was fouled by Trapp. Not a good play for numero 0.
It's not the play that Brad Brownell was thinking about defensively. That was an inadvertent bump, turned into a foul.
Shooting 2.
Tell you what, you got to be clean and crisp with your passing, trap a little aggressive, about 35 feet from the basket.
Daniels a 68% free throw shooter. Gets the bounce on the first, 3 of 5 tonight. Next one could make it a one-possession game. So, Paul, you got 41 seconds left. In essence, you could try to play defense for the duration of the shot clock here, right?
You absolutely can. You got to trust your defense. I think you're going to see a trap by NC State. You're going to get it back with 10. They may blitz a ball screen right here.
72-70. No need to foul. Shot clock winding down, now at 10 seconds. Dawes trying to get it to Hall. The freshman goes to work. Against Bates, one of the top shot blockers in the country. Hall gets a bounce. What an effort. Lead is 4. Shaquille Moore. And Kevin Keats called a timeout as Dawes hit the deck. It'll stay with NC State, but how about P.J. Hall working against Manny Bates?
Well, the freshman had it with only a few seconds. He knew the shot clock, the game clock winding down. Bates bodied him. Got that home court bounce. That was a long jump hook. A sweet bounce.
P.J. Hall, number 60 in the ESPN 100, 4-star signing, and a big-time get for Brad Brownell and this coaching staff. And they're going to bring him along slowly. Averages about 5 points, 3 boards per game. You see the 8 points tonight, no two bigger than what we just saw. And I don't want to say he grew up a little bit on that possession, but it certainly doesn't hurt his development.
Well, that's a shot that gives a freshman a lot of confidence moving forward in ACC play. The ability to post up and score at crunch time will make you want the ball more as game goes on. And his teammates will be more confident throwing the ball to him.
Going to double check, make sure that the right time is still left on the clock as P.J. Hall
got himself into the paint with 2 feet, and Bates was putting the body on him. Bates with 4 fouls, didn't want to commit one, but thought he would have went for that block a little more aggressively.
So watch the clock as Keats calls a timeout at the top of the screen, and I think they're going to add a couple of seconds back on. You see it there, maybe about 8.5, somewhere in that ballpark, Coach.
Yes. Ref doesn't recognize till about 7 seconds.
Now this has been a lot of fun, and we still have some business to take care of. We'll see what NC State tries to draw up out of the timeout. And they're going to keep it at 7 seconds. A little surprise there.
And that's when the official saw it. And now State, you got to score quickly. You got to go. You have no timeouts. You got to score, steal, score again.
Shaquille Moore will be the trigger man. And Brad Brownell's going to call a timeout. So we get a chance to see what Kevin Keats is going to at least initially try to do.
In that lineup, he had Bates and Funderburk right on the right side by the inbounds. It'll be a simple lob to the rim, try to get a quick 2 or get the foul. There was spacing on that possession for Bates and Funderburk. I'm thinking Keats is going to try to go upstairs.
Kevin Keats and Brad Brownell, both head coaches at UNC Wilmington back in the day. Not necessarily close friends off the court, but they've talked on occasion, including when Kevin Keats took over at UNCW. And now they'll get a chance to go against each other here tactically. It's been a fantastic conference affair in the heart of the ACC.
You see Manny Bates, 0 on the right block. Funderburk right behind him on the right hash. That may be a quick screen to the rim.
Daniels gets it. He's got to hurry. Three-pointer on the way. Short. Trap the rebound. And that's going to do it a jump ball with 1.6 remaining. They're going to call a foul against Thomas Allen in the process. And this will be an enormous win for the Clemson Tigers when it looked like for most of the night NC State was going to sneak out of Littlejohn with a win.
They ran the play for Daniels. He's been the hot hand all night. Pretty clean catch and shoot. Trap with that defensive board. Holding on for dear life.
Trap will get one more. Stayed out of timeouts. Tigers on the verge of improving to 9-1 and 3-1 in the conference. (74-70) the final score. Number 19 survives, but it took overtime to get us there.
They were down most of this game, but they were never out of it. Your defense won the game for Clemson, one of the elite defensive teams in the country. They proved that tonight.
Nick Goddard, 21 points to lead the Tigers. And a big-time performance as Amir Sims comes up clutch in the extra session as well. Wolfpack fall to 6-2, first conference loss in their first game of 2021. For Paul Biancardi, I'm Roy Philpott saying good night from Clemson, South Carolina. Let's send you back to the studio. And here's Kelsey Riggs.